So I'm here on Saturday morning with another video. So in case this is the first time you ever seen any of my videos, I pretty much talk about, it's pretty much a money channel. I talk about ways to make money, invest in money, save money, pretty much anything to do with money. Sometimes I get away money, of course, but anyway. Today's topics is one of those controversial things. Investing in the stock versus just keeping your money in the bank. Which one is better? Well, a lot of us, you probably feel more safe putting our money in the bank than putting it in the stock market. I admit it. That was me. You went back, I don't know, like 15 years ago. Not 15, but we'll make it 20. 20 years ago. If you told me I should put my money in the stock market, I would look at you crazy and like, I don't want to be broke. I'm good keeping my money in the bank. That would be me. So thing with the bank, they pay you interest every month. And I thought that was a good thing. But of course, the stock market, well, not all stocks, but there are some stocks that do pay interest, but the interest is called dividends. It's basically the same thing, just different name. But the thing with getting interest from the bank, one thing I noticed, over time they seem to reduce the interest. Because I remember back in 2004, I had about $4,000 in the bank, and they was paying me almost $4 a month. I know it was at least $1 they were paying me. But then several years later, this is like around 2016, I had over $5,000 in the bank. And the interest they paid me every month was like, it was less than $1, it's like $80. So the bank does seem to cut interest over time. Well, that bank does. I have. I don't know about other banks. But here's the thing with the stock market, the dividends. Over time, they actually increase. Well, not all stocks, but most of them, they do increase their dividends over time. So it's pretty rare for stock markets to cut their dividends. Only like the bad stock. What I mean by bad is when they're not doing too good. That's when they cut their dividends. Like AT&T, they recently cut their dividends like 40%. Yeah, it's upset, man. Realty Income, they had increased their dividends since I had money into it. So I had $4,000 in the bank back in 2004. Well, if I would have used that money to buy Realty Income, how much would I have gotten? So that's enough to buy 57. Well, back then it was cheaper, but I'm just gonna go by today's price. We're gonna pretend like it stayed the same price. So 57 shares of Realty Income. How much dividends would I get every month? So it is a monthly stock. Right now they pay 23 cents a month. So 0.23 times that 57 shares, $13 a month. So you actually would make more money. You would make more money in Realty Income if you was investing it than you would in a bank. So I'm just pointing that out. Nobody told me that when I was younger. But of course, I would never put all my money in the stock market, because here's the thing in the stock market. It's not consistent. It goes up and down. I mean, some stocks are more consistent. It don't bounce around too much. But other stocks, they're up, they're down. So if I had $4,000 in a certain stock, it could shoot up and I could end up making over 10 grand with that. Or it could fall down and I can end up losing a lot of money. It end up going down to like $500, which will be a big loss, man. But with a bank, the thing in the bank, the bank is more secure than the stock market. So that's one advantage the bank does have over the stock market, because they insure it. Because when you have your money in the bank, the amount of money you have insured, there's like a certain amount they'll insure you. So if your insurance covered like $200,000, most of us don't have that much in the bank anyway. So most of us are pretty good. So if you lose your money, in most cases, the bank's gonna pay you back because they have to, man. Because the insurance in the bank, I think it's like $200,000. It's different. Every bank's different. But the return with the stock is much better than with the bank. Because the interest in the bank just isn't that good. Because I just told you, I had $5,000 in the bank, and they only paid me like, I think it was like 80-90 cents a month. I want to do something else. Well, I would have took that $5,000 and put in that realty income. So really it's like $70. So 71 shares. So what's 71 times 0.23? So I would have been getting like over $16, like $16.33 every month if I would have had that same amount in realty income. I mean, $16 isn't a lot of money, but it's a lot more than that 80-90 cents. And besides, at the end of the year, that 16.33, guess what? It's going to be $195. And with that, you can buy even more stocks. So, just want to point that out. So you can lose a lot more money in the stock market, and the bank is like more secure. So they both have its pros and cons. Now, would I invest all my money into the stock market? Would I be like, you know what, F the bank, F the savings account, I'm going to put all my money in the stock market? Would I ever do something like that? No, I wouldn't. I would never do that. Because you know what they say, never put your eggs in one basket. Same thing in Bitcoin. I will never put all my money into Bitcoin. Sure, I know Bitcoin went up to like, was it 50 grand went up to? If I would have bought like, when I first got into Bitcoin, it was like in 2017, and Bitcoin's around 2 grand. So if I would have put in 2 grand back then, man, I would have had 50 grand right now. But here's the thing, what if Bitcoin went the other way? What if it fell down to like $1 when I put in 2 grand? Would have sucked. Just want to point that out. But the bank doesn't go down like that. It pretty much stays at a certain level. They pay you an interest, so it doesn't go down unless the bank goes broke. But like I said, there's insurance in most cases. So even if you did lose your money, they'll have to pay you back. But with the stock market, if you invest like a lot of money in the stock market and it goes down, that money is gone. Unless you're lucky and it shoots back up. Because there's 2 types of stocks. The ones that pay dividends. Then there's growth stocks that bounce up and down a lot. Like Tesla's growth stock. Carvana had shoot up some too. But I would never invest all my money to the stock market. Actually, I have more money in my saving account than the stock market. Just to point that out. The thing with the saving accounts, it's more secure, like I said. I could mostly count my money being in there. But the stock market, it's not really a gamble, but I say it's like a minor gamble. But of course, I'm investing in like different stocks. So if a certain stock does poor, I got other stocks to fall back on. It's like General Electric. It was pretty poor for a while, but I had other stocks to fall back on. Same thing with Ford. Ford's doing poor, but I had the other one to stop. I had the other one to fall back on. So do not put all your money in your saving account, and don't put all your money into the stock market. Just balance it out some. Because the money you have in your stock market, I don't really consider it loss until you sell it all. It's not a loss or a gain until you actually sell it. That's how I see the stock market when you have your money into it. That money's not gone until you sell it. Or you didn't gain all that money from GameStop until you sell it. Because once you do, that money's yours or gone, depending on how much it costs when you bought it. But of course, the interest with the bank is just poor, man. I mean, some pay like 1% or 2% annually with interest. That's pretty much how it is. So $1 million. Let's see, can I do this with this calculator? What's 1% of $1 million? 10 grand. So 2% would be 20 grand. So we're going to buy 20 grand into 12 months. So $1,666. Could you live off that? I mean, it's possible, but it might be a struggle. Let's double it. Let's say you had $5 million in the bank. So what's 10% of $5 million? Not 10%, but 1% of $5 million. That'll be 50 grand right there. So if a bank pay you like 1% in interest, you pretty much be making 50 grand every year. Divided by how much? 12. So 41. I was gonna say $4,200 every month you be getting, and you could live off that. I know some people are going to complain like, I can't live off no $4,200 a month. I mean, you can if you spend the money right. You can. But that was if you had the money in the bank. Now I'm gonna do it one more time. Let's see if it even fits on this calculator. So that's 5 million divided by 70. So with that much, you can buy yourself 71,000 shares of Realty Income. So how much could you make a month with 71,000 shares? Let's see. So 71,000 times 0.23. You'll be making 16 grand every single month. You bought like $5 million worth of Realty Income. So that's a bit different with $1,400. I said $4,100. Yeah, I said $4,100. So that's a big difference right there. You'll be getting every month. So I just want to point that out. So they both have its pros and cons. You will get more from the stock market when they give you the dividends. But like I said, you can also lose big too. It's not as secure as a bank. You don't ever have to go to your bank account and you had like 4,000 yesterday, and you don't have to look and see that it say 3,000. It just doesn't work that way. So I say do both. invest in the stock market, and have some money in the bank account, in your saving account. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see other videos on this channel. And don't forget to hit that bell button. And with that being said, have a good day. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.